Do you ever feel like you're on a hamster wheel that never stops? 1 month, you're crushing it, closing deals left and right. And the next month, you're staring at an empty pipeline, wondering where your next paycheck is coming from. You're exhausted from chasing leads. Your social media feels like a full-time job you're failing at. And honestly, you're starting to wonder if you even belong in this business. If that's you, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. I'm Emily Shelton with Shelton Property Group, and today we're talking about the 4 major hurdles every agent faces and how to overcome them instead of just surviving them. Here's the truth. The real estate industry doesn't prepare you for the mental and emotional battle of being an agent. They teach you contracts and disclosures, but no one warns you about the feast or famine income cycle, or the burnout from constantly chasing leads, the imposter syndrome that creeps in when you're scrolling Instagram, seeing everyone else's highlight reel, or the exhaustion of trying to keep up with marketing and social media. I've struggled with every single one of these hurdles, and I'm going to share what actually worked to get through them. Not theory, real strategies that changed my business, and honestly, changed my life. Hurdle number 1, feast or famine. Let's start with the one that keeps you up at 3 a.m., inconsistent income. 1 month you close 3 deals and you're on top of the world. The next 2 months, nothing. And suddenly you're panicking. It's taking clients you know you shouldn't take, discounting your commissions, saying yes to everything because you're terrified the well has run dry. I remember my second year of business. I had a massive April, closed 4 transactions and thought I had figured it out. Then May, June, July, crickets. I went 11 weeks without a closing. I was desperate. I took an unreasonable buyer and it ended up consuming my entire summer. Several tanks of gas, multiple written offers on properties I knew were not going to be accepted, all for a $5,000 commission. Here's what I learned. The feast or famine cycle isn't about the market. It's about your systems. You have to build a business where you're always planting seeds, especially when you're harvesting. That means when you're in a closing frenzy, you don't stop your lead generation activities. You don't stop connecting with your sphere. You don't stop the activities that create your future business. I started time blocking my calendar. No matter how busy I was, Tuesday and Thursday mornings were for relationship building and pipeline development, period. A non-negotiable in my calendar. Phone calls, personal notes, coffee and lunch meetings with past clients and new contacts. And here's the other piece. You need a financial buffer. I know it's hard when you're already struggling, but even if you can put away $200 from your next closing to start building a reserve, make a goal to save at least 1 month of expenses. It won't happen overnight, but if you commit to saving part of every transaction, I personally put away 10%. That cushion changes everything about how you show up. When you're not operating from desperation, you make better decisions. You take better clients. You negotiate better. The energy you show up with is completely different. Hurdle number 2, lead generation burnout. This one almost took me out of the business entirely. The constant grind of trying to generate business, calls, open houses, the networking events where you don't know anyone, the circle prospecting, the expired listings, the FSBOs, it's exhausting. There was a season when I was doing everything right, according to all the coaching programs. I was making the calls, I was doing videos, I was at every networking event, and I was absolutely miserable. I dreaded Monday mornings. I was snapping at my family. I wasn't sleeping. Something had to change. Here's what I figured out. You can't pour from an empty cup. And the lead generation strategies that work for someone else might be completely wrong for you. I gave myself permission to build my business my way, through genuine relationships and community engagement instead of cold calling and door knocking. And you know what? business got better, not worse. But here's the key. I also started celebrating the journey, not just the destination. When I hit milestones, I rewarded myself. It doesn't have to be expensive rewards. Sometimes it's a day date with my husband or a day trip exploring a neighboring town I've been wanting to visit. Sometimes it's trying a new restaurant that just opened, or one of my favorites, going to a local concert. Those moments of joy and reset aren't distractions from your business. They're the fuel for your business. They remind you why you're doing this. They fill your cup so you can show it fully for your clients. Self-care isn't selfish, it's strategic. Hurdle number 3, imposter syndrome and confidence issues. Imposter syndrome nearly destroyed my business in 2023. You know the voice I'm talking about. The one that says you're not good enough, you're not experienced enough, you're not pretty enough, not tech savvy enough. Everyone else has it figured out and you're just faking it. I spent years comparing myself to other agents. She has more followers, he has better marketing, she's closing more deals and has a bigger team. And I was drowning. This constant feeling of not enough. I had to do some major soul searching and get honest. I had to get grounded in my identity, not as an agent, but as someone created by God for a specific purpose. And here's what I came to understand. I was designed for abundance, not scarcity. I was created for this moment, this market, for these clients. The noise of the world, social media, comparison, highlight reels, they're all trying to tell you you're not enough, but it's a lie. You have everything you need to be an overcomer, not because you're perfect, but because you're uniquely equipped with gifts and talents. I started every day reminding myself of that truth. I stopped measuring my success by other people's metrics, and I started defining success on my own terms. Did I serve clients well? Is my family safe and happy? Did I show up with integrity? Did I build relationships that matter? When you ground your worth in something deeper than your production or your follower count, the imposter syndrome loses power. You stop performing for an invisible audience and you start serving the real people in front of you. And that's when your business actually takes off. Hurdle number 4, social media pressure. Raise your hand if you've ever spent 2 hours creating a reel, got 47 views, and you wanted to throw your phone in the lake. The pressure to constantly be on is real. Post daily. No, wait, post 3 times a day. Do reels, do carousels. Be on TikTok, be authentic, but also aspirational. It's absolutely maddening. I used to post constantly, and it felt like shouting into the void. I'd see other agents getting thousands of shares and likes, and I'd wonder what I was doing wrong. So I'd try to copy what they were doing, and it felt completely inauthentic. Here's what changed everything. I stopped trying to build social media business, and I started using social media to support my relationship-based business. Instead of creating content for the algorithm, I created content for my actual sphere. I shared market updates that would help them. I celebrated my clients' milestones. I showed up as myself, not as the polished version I thought people wanted to see. I gave myself permission to batch content. One morning a month, I create 2 weeks of posts. I'm not on social media every day, stressing out about what to post. I schedule it, and then I spend my time doing what builds my business, having real conversations with real people. Social media is a tool, not your entire business. Use it intentionally, not compulsively. Here's what all 4 of these hurdles have in common. They're all solved by getting clear on who you are and what you're building and why you're building it. When you know your worth isn't tied to your last closing, when you build systems that support sustainability, and you give yourself permission to do business your way, and when you use tools instead of letting tools use you, that's when you break through. These hurdles don't disappear, but they stop controlling you. And if you're in the middle of one of these struggles right now, and you're not sure how to get through, I want to help. I'm offering a 20-minute strategy call where we look at what's really holding you back and create a specific game plan to move forward. No pitch, no pressure, real strategies from someone who's been exactly where you are. The link to my calendar is in the description. Let's figure out your next move together. If this resonated with you, subscribe and drop a comment or share it with a friend. Which hurdle are you facing right now? Let's talk about it. And remember, every successful agent you admire has faced these same hurdles. The difference is they didn't quit when it got hard. Keep going. I'm Emily Shelton of Shelton Property Group, Faith Family Real Estate.